Have you seen this trend of Western women glazing Sharia law and sort of advocating for Islamism on their streets? It's happening, it's weird, and nobody can explain this phenomenon, but today we're going to be investigating. I'm Tal the Traveling Clat, your sweet Zionist prince. If you want to be a sweet Zionist prince or princess just like me, get the merch down below in the description at travelingclat.com. And let's jump right into the show. Here is Lily J, official Muslim shill. She's not Muslim. I don't really understand her whole shtick. Let's take a look.
Did you know Islam says the door to paradise lies under your mother's feet? But people still say women are oppressed in Islam? How does that work? Did you know Islam says that...
I don't know. Ask Afghanistan. Ask Pakistan how that's going for them. You know, maybe the Quran says some things, but the problem is the mass of the ummah are hypocrites and apostates. They do not follow the Quran or Islam to a T at all. They actually often act as apostates. So I don't know, the implementation here of the stuff that you ask is usually not working. It's also National Hijab Day for those who were... This is true. Listen, wearing a hijab is not a decision I would get angry at you for. If you're a Western woman and you're advocating for everybody to be wearing hijabs and Sharia law, you got to get your reality in check, especially considering what is going on right now in Iran and what these women in Afghanistan and Iran and Pakistan are going through by the hands of Muslim men. Preacher and Islamic scholar Saud Saleh on the rape of Yazidi women by ISIS.
What's Islam's view on concubines?
A Muslim man can have up to 4 wives at once. And in addition to the 4 wives, he can have an unlimited number of concubines, which refer to women who are basically have slave status. When they are owned by her master, a woman owned by her master has to freely give herself to the master. The master has the right to have sexual relations with her as though she were one of his wives.
And does consent play into this at all, or can we?
The understanding is that by virtue of the fact that she's owned, she does not have the right to consent, or to withhold herself from her master. The master has the full right over her, and her consent does not play anything in this relationship.
What's Islam's view?
Oh, so rape. Oh, so rape? Is that just rape? Now, the one thing I would be careful about is saying in Islam's view. This might be some random hadith that says this shit. Allah allows Muslims to rape and humiliate non-Muslim women. If we fight Israel, we take... Again, this might be very much an interpretation in Islam via hadith that many Muslims... I'm not saying that Muslims deny it. Many Muslims may take it as legitimate. But just, you know, in the Quran itself, it doesn't necessarily say that stuff. The Quran doesn't say that specific thing. This is probably an expansion of... I may be wrong, yes? I'm not an Islamic scholar. I'm not a Quranic scholar. I've read the Quran twice. I don't remember anything specifically saying that. So I'm assuming that it's hadith. And hadith is where a lot of parts of Islam come out from. Islam versus women. Let's take a look. Another from this Islamic shill.
We've all been brainwashed. Islam is free choice. The hijab is a choice. It's a statement of devotion to your creator. It's a sign of respect. It's a sign of dignity. There is no compulsion in Islam. Everything you do is between you and your creator.
Except when you live under a Sharia system which enforces these things. You cunt. Except for when that happens, except for when in Iran or in Afghanistan or in Pakistan or in Palestine, you don't have that choice. It's taken away from you by the Sharia system, which is Islamic in nature, that establishes that if you don't wear your hijab, you're being an apostate. Shocking. Hannah Spencer's desperate clown show, dancing in the streets like a performing monkey to beg for the Muslim vote. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. Vote Green Party. I'm not sure that that's allowed either. No one's out.
The Green Party is where the party's at. And look at this. Vote Hannah Spencer! Vote Hannah Spencer! Vote Hannah Spencer!
This guy in the green cafe is trying to get some pussy, I think. I think I'm looking into that right. I think he's trying to hook up with Lily Spencer.
The Greens chose me, a local poor.
Is that allowed under Islam, what they're doing?
And we do things differently here.
Oh, apparently her first campaign ads were completely in Urdu and Bangla, no English for the rest of the country. This is the UK leaders taking advantage of you. That's, by the way, that's UK leadership taking advantage of you, the British people. That's it right there. That is it right there. Okay? That is it right there. What are these men doing to this woman in Mecca? What is this? Wow, that looks like a nightmare, man. Oh my God, that looks like a nightmare. For context, I'll explain. The Kaaba, right, the black box in Mecca that they pray to, that they circle 7 times when they do their Hajj, it has this protruding steel thing that inside of the cylinder there's like a rock that I don't remember what the significance of the rock is, but it's a black rock and it has something, it's like a gift for everybody to touch it. So I'm assuming this woman is trying to go touch it. I don't know who in this picture is her handler, because she's got to have a handler here. I don't know if it's this guy behind her. He kind of looks a little bit the way he's looking. It looks like he's taking advantage of her. And she doesn't look happy about it. And the Saudi, you can see the Saudi police here, local, telling this random Pakistani guy, he's like, get the out of here, bro. Because if you don't understand how it works, okay, I want to explain to you guys how this works. Most of the people here are not Saudi, yeah? Saudi Arabia houses the Kaaba, houses the Mecca, but most Saudis are not going to pray there anymore. This has become, the Hajj has become, it's kind of been taken over by like South Asian and then I would say a lot of West African Muslims who flock there and have just overtaken the place. And I know that there's a lot of grievances between Arabs. If you think that the Ummah and Islam are all one united family, that's not true. Speak to them behind closed doors. I do on a regular basis. They are not happy with the fact that there's 500,000 curry-smelling Pakistani men circling this thing, smelling up the place with the smell of curry, shirtless with all their hair and whatever coming out of them in low hygiene. And these, Saudis are like royalty and the Emiratis are like royalty. They carry themselves clean, refreshed. They got the spritz of oud on them. They carry themselves. Then you have these random Pakistanis and Bangladeshi guys walking around shirtless, smelling up the place with their hair going everywhere. And they're like, they're not about it. The Saudis and the Emiratis are not going to the Mecca anymore. They're not going unless they get some special privilege going there. So even inside of the Islamic community, you guys don't understand the dynamics. I studied this. They do not like what's going on. There is no unity between Islamic circles, even in the holiest place in Islam. I promise you, there's a lot of tension built up there. Reminder that this will ruin you. There are thousands of little orphan girls in Islamic countries.
Women are being thrashed and abused in an orphanage in Saudi Arabia. Women are treated as third-class citizens in most Islamic nations.
Are we sure this is in Saudi Arabia? That's horrible, man. That's horrible. I'm not sure about the uniforms that's in Saudi Arabia. But I do trust Gaza Wood. They have good sources, so it's very sad. Very sad to see that. Very sad to see that. And I hope that Saudi Arabia changes that. I hope that it's not happening today in Saudi Arabia. because I have a lot of appreciation for Saudi Arabia and the way that they've been changing. Here's also from Gaza. Would Lebanese TV shocker?
يا ليلى جيبي كباية مي أنا جاي تعبان من الشغل.
A Lebanese man demonstrates on a mannequin how to beat a wife if she does not obey immediately.
المسلسل أي مدة تنطرني لحتى أجي على البيت.
Man, that's rough. That was very rough. Now, just to give some further context to somebody who studied the Middle East, I'm not saying I know for a fact, but that was Lebanese TV. A majority of Lebanese people don't agree with what was just said. Lebanese people are actually very rational-minded people. They're like the second closest to Iranians who kind of reject Islam. They don't really give a about Islam. They're the most secular Muslims in the Middle East. They don't give a It's really just the South Lebanese, the ones who are very happy with Hezbollah, who love Hezbollah. And it's not all of them. It's really just the South Shia Lebanese who are like that. I would not be surprised if that man was from the south of Lebanon. Most likely he is. And the woman that was on the panel was from Beirut, most likely with the way she was dressed. And the TV host, they were bringing him on most likely to show this crazy perspective, to farm clicks and views out of him. Not because that's a majority of what Lebanese people believe. Because I don't think it's a majority of what Lebanese people believe. I believe it's the Islamist minority in Lebanon that live in the south, the Shia Muslims, who believe in that ideology. A female morality officer assaults a woman walking her dog in Mashhad, Iran, because she wasn't wearing a hijab. Terrible, man. Terrible. Terrible. That's why we fight against the IRGC. That's why we want the IRGC to go down. Because they have been abusing people for too long in Iran. Too long. Way too long. It's been too long that this has a lot been happening. Shocking truth from a popular Islamist scholar with millions of followers.
That is this not injustice to the girl who was raped and murdered? And I would say no. Because both the person who raped is undergoing a test in this world. The person who was raped also is undergoing a test. And let me explain to you that Allah has given guidelines to the women that they should dress up modestly, they should cover the complete body, except those parts can be seen, that is the face. Now if after giving all this guidance, and hypothetically, if that girl doesn't dress up modestly, she is dressed up immorally, which people get excited and the rape is done, who's to blame? It is even the girl to blame. Question. That is this not...
Key number one for any Muslim watching right now, don't trust South Asian Muslim scholars because they're not Muslim scholars. There's a perverse version of Islam that has reached South Asia, and it just... Bangladeshi, Pakistani Muslims, don't trust them. Just don't listen to anything they it's cancerous.
Art that I watched this young lady, and I want to ask this because to me, I think about it on what benefit it has, right? This young lady is asking, you know who she's asking,
yeah,
obviously.
Zakir Naik,
that's right.
That's the one who defeated William Campbell.
That's right. So she's asking him, hey, if men go to heaven, they get 72 virgins, what do women get?
Good
and
question.
this is his answer. It's a very good question. Yeah. Go ahead, Rob.
Mother said that if Muslims go to heaven, and then they get 72 women, the men. What will the women get? And yes. So as far as the first question, your second question, I'll answer first and then come back to your first question. As far as the question is concerned, that if the men go to heaven, they'll get 72 hur, that beautiful woman. What will the woman get? The same question was asked to Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, who's the wife of the Prophet. So the wife of the Prophet replied that the woman will get that which your heart hasn't desired, what your eyes hasn't seen, what your ear hasn't heard about. That means, inshallah, you will get something equal. What your heart hasn't desired, what your eyes hasn't seen, what your ear hasn't heard. So, inshallah, if you go to heaven, you will get something good, which, inshallah, you'll be satisfied. But the question is, first you have to enter heaven. If you don't enter heaven, you won't get that something which is good.
What does that mean?
Did you see he didn't answer the question?
He didn't answer it at all.
No. Pay attention to his trick. Oh, yeah, the Quran says, a woman will get what eye hasn't seen, right? Okay, well, hold on. Does that mean she's going to get 70 men? He never said yes. Did you catch that? Because he can't say that. That would be a lie from the pit of hell. So he's an excellent politician. He knows how to get around it. Because if you pay attention, he never said women will get multiple men. He can't say that. So, but you're going to get delights that are mind-blowing. Okay, I understand that. Does that include that the woman gets multiple men? Oh, but you're going to get what the eye has never seen or the mind has comprehended. Okay, but does that mean I'm going to get more than one husband? See, this is the rhetoric I'm talking about.
But what do women get in the Muslim religion?
Well,
in Islam,
can I tell you?
Yeah.
You will be part of the Houris that your husband will deflower for all eternity.
Tell me more.
Okay, now let's say you're a good Muslim woman.
Yeah.
You married a Muslim man.
Yeah.
Now, it's difficult to ascertain if you've been married multiple times, which Muslim man. But if you pass the test and you had a good Muslim husband, Allah will then make you part of those Houris for your husband to deflower. You'll be one among many. No,
it's a crappy deal for the girl.
Why do you think she asked? And notice he never said, oh, you're going to get 70 men. He can't say that. He knows he'd be lying.
That is a really crappy deal. And now, again, the Quran, from the 2 times I've read the Quran, it does not say anything about that. The 72 virgins thing is a hadith. It is not in the Quran. I know it's a very popular hadith that many Muslims believe, but again, it's an interpretation. If that's actually what the women are promised, that's they get to be a part of the virgins that their men deflower. That's an insane deal. Why would any Muslim woman accept doing that? Nick Tenconi educates an open borders leftist on the realities of illegal migration.
We spend an awful lot of money to the French government, an obscene amount to the French government.
People keep coming is because it's such a dire situation in France. They can't stay. The French government doesn't house people.
Sure.
In the UK, we house people while they look for asylum. In France, they don't.
Sure.
They refuse them.
Yeah, and so I'm to take it from your narrative that you're pro us. As far as you're concerned, there's no such thing as an illegal. You're saying all these people, they're all victims. They're all from war-torn countries.
Or they're political.
There's no such thing as an illegal.
No,
is there?
no, because that's grammatically incorrect.
Right, exactly. So we're diametrically opposed. What you're suggesting is insane. And the reason why you have this position is to elevate your status, and it stems from narcissism.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't believe in borders.
You don't know me. You can't say I'm a narcissist.
I've had 15 minutes with you, give or take. I have a very good profile of you. I said it stems.
So you've decided to go for a path.
What's also interesting is that I said it stems from narcissism. I didn't call you a narcissist. I said it stems.
My bad.
So look, guys, it's really simple. Open borders is cultural suicide. It's economic suicide. And also, why do you hate British people so much?
Me?
Why can't we put the taxpayer pot towards British people?
Because your leaders have programmed them to believe that this narcissistic mentality of I care about poor Muslims in the East means I'm a virtuous person, but not caring about the farmer in Leeds or the farmer in the Lake District or the farmer in Cornwall, caring about those people, about their societies being taken over by Muslims. That's not a virtuous idea. I'm sorry, no one can convince you this mindset is normal. It's not, it's medieval.
Yeah. يا من صليت بكل الأنبياء.
I'm sorry, man. I can be as respectful as possible, but the niqab hurts my heart. That's just not right. I'll never be able to look at it and be like, that's okay. Fine, the hijab and the abaya, I can kind of, all right, it's an interpretation. I get it, but the niqab is just so oppressive. It's so hard to look at, especially as a kid, man. As a kid, as a child. How you gonna dress a child up like that, bro? That's so Western feminists, this is for you. An ex-Muslim child bride who escaped Iran.
Arrested, put in prison, raped, lashed, sold to marriage, turned into a sex slave, broken into pieces, shattered. Thanks to America, I was able to build myself back up. But I am being called today an Islamophobe. Correct me if I'm wrong, a phobia is an irrational fear, isn't it? After everything that has happened to me, I don't know how they even have the nerve to tell me my fear is irrational. I kept on studying it because something just wouldn't click. I kept reading the book. I kept studying Muhammad. I kept reading the Hadith. I kept reading the Reliance of the Traveler. I kept studying all this, and the more I studied, the more I realized this cannot be a religion. The best I can go with, it's an ideology. The Quran can't even make a single decision. On one verse, if a woman commits adultery, she'd be killed. On another verse, she'd be lashed 100 times. In Quran, a Christian and a Jew can pay the jizya, protection money, and become a second-class citizen and leave life. On another verse, a Jew and a Christian are enemy of Allah. There are so many contradictions in this book. I'm like, why is it that nobody's asking the question? Why is it no practicing Muslim is standing and say, wait, why do we see so many different decisions, so many different circumstances, so many different scenarios in our book? Until I came across a couple of verses where it says, you are not allowed to touch a word of Quran. You question the law, you will be punished by death.
And the Persian women are the ones that we should trust the most with this perspective, because they've lived under the most furious version of this for the longest time. That's the part. And nobody wants to listen to them. Nobody wants to hear what they have.
Sharia law here, is there?
Well, there is. I mean, those who follow it. Those who don't, they don't anyway.
Yeah.
Because, wherever a Muslim goes, we stick to our Sharia laws.
Wherever a Muslim goes, Sharia law goes. That was a Muslim man openly admitting that Sharia law is now being practiced in the United Kingdom. Independent journalist Nate Friedman traveled to the UK to try and show people what open borders, unfettered immigration from third world countries, largely Muslim countries, is doing to England. Sharia law, where criticizing the Quran is punishable by death, marrying a non-Muslim is punishable by death, a woman who's been raped isn't allowed to testify against the person who raped her. Rape is not rape if you end up marrying your victim in the list, which is disgusting. Goes on. These are not nice people.
Sharia law here, is there?
Yeah, this is, and the thing is, this has been openly known to be practiced in the United Kingdom for the last, I would say, my entire childhood. It's been openly known that Sharia law is being practiced there, and it's horrific, man. The fact that we've covered it on the show this week. These horse police, these Sharia police on horses, and when you actually talk to the police, the UK police, they say, we can't do anything about it. It's like, what do you mean? You have to enforce the law. It's not Sharia law unless you are you saying your country is now Sharia law? What's going on here? It's the most insane situation in the world that's going on. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Clads.